welcome to another edition of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from The Moke Show on 91X. As always, I've got Paul Segura with me, brewmaster from Karl Strauss.
What's up?
And today we're welcoming back Burgeon Beer. We've got Anthony, co-founder and head brewer. We also have Matt, co-founder and president. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Happy to have you here.
Thanks for having us again. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So we started out with an IPA that if you could hang enough medals around one IPA, how many medals would that be? Because this is such an amazing beer. I feel like I keep hearing about medals for the Trivana IPA.
Yeah, we're very excited about Trivana. I mean, it was our first flagship beer, and we've always felt really strongly about it. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like after it won the Sorai Cup, that kind of just solidified our reasoning behind it.
That was so awesome. That's really exciting. And for anyone that doesn't know about the Sorai Cup, basically it's everybody in San Diego votes on their favorite beer. And so you have the favorite beer in San Diego.
I didn't even know
there aren't very many good IPAs in San Diego, are there?
No, not at all.
It's not an IPA
I've only heard of a couple, I
thing,
think. Yeah.
So, you're not up against any hard competition.
Yeah, it's a great competition. I mean, the people of San Diego vote, and then it goes to a round of certified judges to get the final vote, and we're just excited and overwhelmed to win it.
That's so awesome. You guys are also coming off of another really big win from the Great American Beer Festival. You won silver in the session category.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's super exciting. Which beer was it for?
Noble Minor, which
Okay.
is our iteration of a grisette. So 4.2%, about 15 IBUs. Try to keep pretty traditional with ingredients. So heavy Belgian malts, Czech saws for the hop additions. Really nice, dry, crisp, a little tart, refreshing kind of finish to it. So, yeah, it's been one of our favorites. Hopefully, it's a style that kind of grows a little bit around here because it's far and few in between.
Category, was it, and it's a grisette, so then what is it, sort of a session saison?
Yeah, that's kind of the simplified way that we describe it to people. Because we still get a ton of people that come into the tap room that are unfamiliar with that style and what it means. But yeah, kind of session saison with a heavy wheat presence is what we, describe
Congrats
it as.
on that, man.
Yeah, and session beer is pretty wide open, so it's all types of styles.
So everything competing against each other.
So we were super stoked. I was kind of bummed. Matt and Derek weren't there. I was solo, but I had.
Well, I was going to say, I remember seeing you. I saw you, and I know you were in Europe. So you're in Europe,
I was at
and you guys
Oktoberfest.
win.
Yeah.
Are you at Oktoberfest and you lose your mind, or?
He called me, and he was out of his mind. Yeah.
I was sitting at a table with a bunch of Germans and a big stein, and when I heard the news, and I just started jumping up and down, and everyone started cheersing. It was pretty cool.
Okay, well, so question then, at Oktoberfest, Great American Beer Festival, do they recognize that as something huge as well? And
I don't speak German, so I'm not sure. I was telling a lot of people about it. Some people knew, some people didn't. I told a couple people that actually owned tents who knew what it was, but not a ton of people knew. Yeah, I feel
it is an
more
American beer
thing.
competition.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think just the people in the industry in Europe would probably have a lot of respect and knowledge for it. But
that's awesome.
General Joe or Jose.
I bet you there's a lot of those in Germany. A lot of Jose's.
A lot of Jose's, yeah.
Spain is also in Europe. Portugal.
Some Heinz maybe, and
Well, the second beer right here, Nelson Takes Flight. 7% IPA. I'm assuming these are Nelson hops in this beer.
Nelson and Raquel. It's double dry hopped. So first round of dry hopping was Nelson, Raquel. Second dry hop round was just some more Nelson. And then the Whirlpool, I believe, was solo Nelson as well. That was kind of the focus for the beer, the version we did as well as the version South Park Brewing did, kind of celebrating Hamilton's month-long anniversary events. So Scott and his crew brewed up a double IPA version of this, and they did Nelson Waimea compared to our Nelson Raquel. So
all New Zealand hops.
Yeah. It's got some flaked rye in there, for a little bit of that chewy body. It's Cal Ale fermented. We didn't,
it's got an Alpine Nelson-esque taste.
That's definitely
and finish
the
to it. Was
underlying motivation for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Big fan of that beer, and I actually texted Sean and told him I was giving him a run for his money. So
nice.
Hopefully he gets a chance to try it. We'll see what he thinks.
Okay, so that's not frowned upon. If somebody has a beer and you admire that beer and you kind of come up with your own recipe that's
I'd imagine Sean felt flattered and honored.
Well,
that,
Sean's amazing.
Yeah, well, he's a great
Right,
dude.
great dude.
But he was probably stoked that you guys thought enough of that beer to
I
want
hope
to
so.
try to
Yeah, I mean, him and I
replicate
have known each other for a while, so
Yeah.
he knows I was just, pulling his leg. But
Right.
yeah, hopefully he gets a chance to try it, and we'll see what he thinks of it. But yeah, that's kind of, when you're using like Nelson predominantly in a beer, that's what everybody thinks of, as far as San Diego beers go. So.
Well, in my humble opinion, it's pretty dang close, man.
It is.
And
So
it was close enough for me to want to go, hey, man, this is kind of like Nelson.
We're honored to have you say that.
It's a great beer.
So this
I'm
is a
huge fan.
collaboration that you did with South Park, and I've seen you guys doing a lot of collaborations.
Yeah.
What does the future hold for collaborations? I feel like as I look on your social media, everyone is collabing with Virgin Beer.
Yeah, it's funny you ask because we just recently discussed that between Matt, Derek, and myself. We're gonna kind of pump the brakes a little bit. It's been a lot lately. I mean, we're honored and definitely excited to do it, but we're growing at such a rapid rate in one sense, and we just brought a canning line in house, and we have more tanks coming, and there's a little bit of a shift in focus needs to happen, and not that we want to completely get away from doing that, but we kind of need to figure out the direction we're going to go in the next year and figure out how to continue doing it, but like put more effort into making sure that's in a can all the time, and a couple of our other beers.
It's been really, really awesome seeing you guys grow. When you guys came on Beer for Breakfast last time, you'd only been open a few months, not even a year yet at that point. And I remember when you came on, I had never heard of you guys before, but your beers were super solid. And after that, it felt like Virgin is just like a buzzword, it seems, in the beer community. And
That's
it's
awesome.
like, and it's so positive, and it's always really positive. And, the three of you are such positive dudes, and you just want to like be a part of the community and be a part of something, and you are pumping out amazing product with it.
Cool. Well, we appreciate that. I don't know how many times a week we probably say it to each other, but it's like we never expected to be at this point this soon in our, life. But yeah, we didn't even discuss a canning line the first 5 years we were going to be open, and we have one and we're running our own now. So it's been pretty amazing.
Well, and your guys' cans are cool too.
Yeah, we've got
it's not just like any, random can out there. Like, these are super cool cans to look at also.
Yeah, we've got a great graphic designer. He's a friend of our group, and he loves doing it because he's a designer by day. But this is like the fun side of things for him. Gets a little bit more freedom in what the designs turn out to be.
Well, you guys are doing a lot of things right. I mean, at the end of the day, you can have nice looking cans like these, but the proof's got to be in the pudding. The beer inside's got to be good. And I think that's kind of, at least the word on the street, is that you guys are making solid beers, and beers that are medal worthy. And I mean, when you win medals, people are always going to go, oh, I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah.
And the beers don't disappoint, man. The beers are like, yeah, okay, I can see why these are winning medals.
Thank you. Yeah, Anthony's been.
And then being nice guys on top of it, and being
Doesn't
part of the
hurt.
community. That's all just cherry on top.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why we want to do a lot of collaborations, because we really want to be a part of this brewing community here in San Diego and throughout all of America.
Well, we are about to kick off the happiest week of the entire year. San Diego Beer Week
Woo!
kicks off on Friday.
Yep.
The official, so first of all, for anybody that doesn't know, Matt is the president officially on January 1st. This is our next Brewers Guild president right
to you.
here. So, my
Thank you.
captain. Thank you. Looking forward to 2019 you as our president. But so San Diego Beer Week is about to kick off. What do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, this year actually we've kind of spiced things up a little bit. We've switched a few things around. So this year on Friday, November 2nd, kicking off Beer Week, we're going to have a countywide cheers at 7 o'clock. So that's basically a way for everyone to go back to their respected establishments, have a beer, cheers, post it on social media, and just have a big presence kicking off the Beer Week.
I love that.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna
You're going to fit in well, I can tell already.
Thank you. We're also, Guildfest is a little bit different this year too. We got a lot of reviews on the VIP last year, and not all of them were extremely positive. So we tried to create a really unique beer experience. So this time we're actually partnering with Flagship, and the VIP is gonna be on the cruise.
Ooh.
So you get on the boat, you have the Capital of Craft IPA, try rare beers from all the other breweries, get some food, and then it pulls right back up at Embarcadero South. You can pop off and go right into the fest.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's the ultimate booze cruise.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It is.
Yeah, get to view the beautiful city that is San Diego. Pull
That's
right into
excellent,
Guildfest.
man. I love
Yeah.
that. I gotta
Or-
try to find my way onto that somehow.
I know, right?
I know
I know
Yeah.
people.
I might, yeah. I'm gonna have to schmooze somebody.
I know somebody around here.
Yeah, Guildfest 2, we're actually going to be partnering with all the guilds, or most of the guilds in California, as well as Mexico for the first time. So this will be the only festival in the nation that incorporates other guilds as well as international guilds.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but our tower is in Mexico. So we're kind of we're kind of
nice.
Mexican American also.
I hear
So
ya.
see?
The 5 a.m. national anthem.
You know,
I'm
you
up that
know.
early. Yeah, yeah.
Me too. Isn't it a nice way to start your day? That's how I start my day.
Sometimes I turn my truck on and I go, oh yeah,
Doesn't it
it must be
like
5 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
there's so much pride behind that national anthem in the
cool.
morning. I'm like, yeah, let's start the day. Well, how cool. So San Diego Beer Week kicks off on Friday. We're
Yep.
super duper stoked. Collabapalooza with Carl Strauss.
Yes, excited for that.
We brewed a beer together,
Okay,
Yeah.
what did you guys brew?
a hazy IPA.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Hazy IPA. Something kind of cool though. It was getting dry hopped each day through fermentation, so
Oh,
tried to put
okay.
a little spin on it and not just do another hazy IPA. But,
So what is okay? So if you could put it if you could dumb it down into layman's terms, what does that do versus if you dry hop it each day of fermentation versus how everybody else does
So
it?
we've never done that.
Okay, so
so
we're-
it's definitely an experiment on our behalf. I'm not sure if Sean's done it for Carl Strauss, but there's a big conversation of this whole biotransformation topic, which is yeast cells clinging to hop pellets and basically prolonging more of the aroma into the final product. And so they were small additions each day,
Okay.
and 3 different varietals. So again, not having done this, I'm not sure what the end result's going to be, but
So if I understand correctly, am I going to get like a lot on the nose?
It
right
should
away? So
enhance,
very
like,
floral, very
aroma and flavor,
aromatic.
yeah.
End product is you're going to be burping up hops.
Ooh, I like that.
And that's
that's
as
probably
much
gonna happen.
layman's terms
Yeah.
as you can get, right? And
I
I've actually been
appreciate
burping
that.
up hops from the first couple of offerings that we have.
Well,
Good.
let's keep burping because we've got a double IPA, the Sticky Fingers. And first off, I think this can is super rad. I know that I just keep talking about your guys' cans, and I mean like these cans.
Is this a Rolling Stones nod?
Or is it a detective nod because there are fingerprints?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it was the fingerprint idea just came from, how sticky and wet and, kind of like resiny feeling the hops, the wet hops are when you get them shipped down to you within the 24-hour window of them being harvested. So we did this beer last year, decided to bring it back. It was just, we loved how it came out last year. It's sold really well in the tap room and, minimal draft that might have went out. Yeah.
This
But
has
100% mosaic.
much more of a dank presence
Yeah.
than the previous beers we had.
Yep.
I'm getting kind of a grapefruity taste.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is
Yeah,
that,
you get
is
some of that
correct?
citrus
Yes,
in there.
okay, so I'm thinking Simcoe.
No Simcoe.
No.
100% mosaic.
Mosaic.
Really?
Yeah. So we
How
got
did it get this
fresh
dank?
mosaic.
Interesting.
And then did pellets for the dry hop as well.
Okay, well, you get the grapefruit
Yep.
and you get some of the tropical stuff, but it had a little like a dank
It's
thing
got
that-
some
Well, on the end,
Yeah.
yeah. that's just from the crop
Super
this year.
tasty, though.
Yeah, we were really happy with the 2018 mosaic.
Okay, so speaking of the crop, because these are new things that I keep learning every week, especially since we just went through hop season and wet hop season and all of that. You have idea in your mind of what you want a beer to taste like, but hops obviously change the way that they taste from year to year to year. So how do you combat that, or do you not? Do you just like let it go?
So for us, just as young as we are, to answer your question simply, you need to go to Hop Harvest and be a part of selection, really. That's going to give you the best gauge that you can have to know what you can expect throughout the year with the hops that you might contract for. We haven't been able to participate in selection just due to not having anyone to go, basically. So we're finding that at point where I've actually hired our first brewer, which is fantastic for me.
Congratulations!
That takes a load off.
Yeah, so
can
I'm,
sleep now.
I'm still in there like day to day doing everything with her. She's an old co-worker from Stone, and I'm super stoked to have her on the team, but it's going to allow me to participate in stuff like that. And just talking to different brewers all over the country, it's pretty important to be a part of that. And yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble when you're like getting a box of hops from this person or that person or buying it on spot because it really just don't know where it came from.
That's a huge deal of trust, isn't it? Like,
It is.
These are like your babies, and you're bringing in a babysitter from the outside to
Totally.
babysit the brewery and your babies.
Yeah.
Especially when it's
It requires. I mean, I don't know. I'm making this whole analogy sort of simple for people to understand.
Yeah,
but
it makes
it's-
sense.
It's hard as a brewer, brewmaster. I mean, it's all semantics, right? But to trust somebody You know, because this is your livelihood. This
And,
is everything.
and we've 100% witnessed it. You know, with beers that we do more consistently, like Trivona, you know, we feel like we've had a really good and consistent crop of Amarillo from the broker we got it from. But then the Mosaic, on the other hand, has been a little all over the place. And it's like we've had some batches where we were all like, okay, this is the best batch we've done yet. And then we get to the next one and it's like, the aroma's a little more neutral in this one. Or it doesn't quite have those like quintessential, you know, specific notes that you get out of certain varieties. So I'm honestly really excited to be a part of that next year. We have a contract for New Zealand stuff, so we're even going to try to get down to New Zealand for the harvest.
Nice.
Very cool.
So
You guys are gonna
we'll
dig
see.
it.
That's rad, guys.
yeah,
Garage project while you guys are down there.
I've
that's the
heard,
plan.
yes. Many people have already recommended that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, anything else coming from Burgeon down the pipe that we should keep our eyes on?
Yeah, I mean, well, Beer Week. We have, I think,
Beer Week, yes.
5 different collaborations coming out during Beer Week. We have a can release the beginning of Beer Week. We have one with Pure and one with Alvarado.
Oh,
2 collabs
nice.
coming out. And then we have our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I feel like we were talking about this, our 1-year anniversary last time I was on.
I know. This is crazy.
We did, yeah.
It's,
You guys were like coming up on it, like
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
gearing up for
Yeah.
it now. We're 2 years, guys.
January 19th will be our 2-year, so woo, excited for that.
Wild.
Yeah, big party at the brewery. We're
Awesome.
inviting a bunch of other breweries in. You can pour a bunch of good beer, good times. So
Awesome.
Rad,
And where can
guys.
people learn more about that? And are there going to be tickets? Or?
honestly, it's not even posted yet, so you guys are
This
first to
is
hear about this.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Right here.
We still have a lot to
We
figure
will
out.
be we'll be posting it on social media and our website here soon.
Cool.
Sweet. Well, rad. Well, Matt, Anthony, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Keep making great beers, man.
Yes.
Thanks for having us,
geez.
guys.
Always
You guys are
working on
crushing
it.
it.
Oh, you
Thank
guys
you.
are doing
Thank
so
you.
amazing. I like you guys. It makes my heart so happy, and I can't wait to celebrate Beer Week with you guys. It's going to be a great time. Segura, I always appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thanks for letting me
Best.
hang out and drink beer and like during the day, and
Right, and then on Friday mornings when you come in.
I'll drink anytime.
So if you didn't know, Paul comes in every Friday morning at 9:20 to tell myself, John, and Jared what we should be drinking this weekend, and really what you should be drinking. And it's going to be the San Diego Beer Week episode.
So it's not just what you should be drinking; it's also where perhaps you should be drinking.
You should be hanging out with us because we're all the cool kids and we know what's going on. I know it. See, all the tickets, the ticket sales, they just tanked. I'm sorry.
No.
Just kidding.
It's got more work to do.
Well, thank you so much, and cheers to good beer.
Drink
Cheers.
local beer.
Cheers.
91X.